Tessa with Hip Over 50, and I'm here to help you feel better about being over 50 and at any age, really, but especially over 50, because that's when we start putting all the pieces together. We start sort of taking a look at our lives and seeing where we are, where we're going, and if we like ourselves. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Do you like yourself? Do you think you have good self esteem? In fact, let's take it one step further. Do you love yourself? And I think when we start having doubts about our value and our worth, which, let's face it, can sometimes creep in when you get to be over 50. Not because you're over 50, but because that's the time in your life when maybe you're, retiring, or you're winding down your career. You're no longer sort of a mom or dad full time because your kids have probably left the nest. And you're facing some health issues. And so a lot of things are kind of hitting you at this time in your life, and you're thinking, well, what does all this mean? How can I maintain my sense of sanity, and how can I feel good about myself when my life seems to be in flux? And let me tell you, that is the way to manage any change in your life. I mean, let's face it, the world has been a little wonky lately. All kinds of things have been going on to upset your self-esteem or upset your feeling of, ease about who you are, because all of a sudden you're worried about what's going to happen. How does that affect me? And am I going to be able to make it through? Am I going to be good enough to make this last part of my life, this next stage of my life, really meaningful and really important and valuable? And I'm here to tell you, yeah, you can. You absolutely can. It's never too late to learn how to love yourself, and it's never too late to boost your self-esteem. Because when you feel good about yourself, when you have strong self-esteem, then life gets a little bit easier. You're not afraid to ask for what you want. You believe you deserve it. And those two things contribute to, you'll probably get more of what you want when you believe you deserve it, and when you believe it's coming to you. So how to get that self-esteem boosted a little bit, to get to the point where we can say, yeah, I'm okay. I really like who I am. The first thing is to really pay attention to your thoughts. I've talked about this before, but I can't stress it enough because it's such a game changer. When you find yourself having critical or judgmental thoughts about yourself, or even about others, because that kind of reflects back on you too, then just say, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe I'm having a bad hair day, or maybe, this happened or that happened. But basically, I'm a good person because you're already, you're trying your best. You're doing your best you can. So stop those critical and self-judging thoughts, because you can't boost your self-esteem when you're putting yourself down, even if it's just in your head. So cut that out right now. And also, whenever you catch yourself having a negative thought, check it. Say, is that really true about me? Or am I just feeling negative today and I'm just putting myself down for no reason at all? Always kind of check your thoughts. Don't assume that other people are thinking about you a certain way. And if you are, ask them. It can be a real, game changer to say to somebody, hey, I'm feeling like we're drifting apart here. I feel like we don't do the things together that we used to do. Whatever it is, whatever conversation you want to have, don't let a feeling of like you're not worthy of that attention, you're not worthy of that communication, or you're not worthy of that conversation stop you from having it. Because when you start standing up for yourself, when you start asking for what you need, then you're going to feel better about yourself. Your self-esteem will naturally go up. And the other thing is to be aware of your values. Are you living by your values? What are they? The basic values are, honesty, truthfulness, kindness. Are you upholding and are you embodying those values? Have you identified the ones that are important to you? Because I'm going to tell you, if you're not living in accordance with your values, if in your head you're saying, yeah, I believe in being honest, but then you turn around and do something that's dishonest, there's going to be a disconnect in your brain and in your soul. You're going to feel worse for it. Let me put it that way. Because that's not who you want to be. And you've acted out of congruence with who you truly want to be. So be aware of those moments too, because that can knock your self-esteem. When we are not being the good people that we really are deep down, we lose our self-esteem because we know we can't screw with our own head. We know when we're not being or doing the right thing. to quote Spike Lee. So we can't keep doing that and feel good self-esteem. We have to act in accordance with our values. And we have to be always aware of any thoughts that cause us to stray away from those values or to stray away from who we truly are. So when you start acting as a good person I know you are, when you start acting on your values, and don't give yourself any slack with that, because the value thing is pretty darn important. I know when I decided to really get strict with myself about that, it was it really changed everything, because then I could become somebody I admired. I could be the person that I always wanted to be. I respected myself because I was holding myself to these values and I wasn't going to give in. I wasn't going to budge. Am I great at communicating? Am I great at asking for what I want? No, I'm still learning just like you. But I'm saying when you're aware of it, when you are aware that you have to treat yourself like the best person in the world, like you think you are, just wonderful, and have respect for yourself by embodying your values, acting on your values, being a kind person, being a good person. When you bring your own game up, when you start acting like the person you want to be, and you hold yourself accountable to that, man, that is going to boost your self-confidence and your self-love. It's going to put it through the roof. You're going to be able to go into any situation and know without a shadow of a doubt that you are worthy of being there and that you are adding to that gathering, communication, conversation, setting, club, organization, whatever it is. When you have already brought up your own personal values and decided to uphold them and act on them, when you've decided to be a good person and to be a kind person, and those are values, yeah, they are values, but I just wanted to kind of remind you of how simple it can be. When you decide to act out of love and not out of hate, when you choose not to be judgmental of others or yourself, that's going to allow that self-esteem to kind of bubble up and start saying, yeah, I am pretty good. I am worthy of respect. I am worthy of love. I am worthy to be here. Try it and let me know how you get on. Put some comments in the box below, and I will talk to you soon.